Welcome back to another edition of the Certified Saunas podcast. I'm your host, Matt Justice. Today, we're tackling one of the biggest debates in the sauna world, and honestly, one of the most emotional ones too. Infrared saunas versus traditional saunas. Everyone wants to know, which one detoxes better? Which one is healthier? Which one should you buy for your home? If you spent any time in the Certified Sauna community on Facebook or on my YouTube channel, you know this debate gets heated, literally. So today, we're going to break it down calmly and clearly so you can make the right decision for your goals, your body, and your home. Let's dive in. Point number one is a quick overview. The real differences between infrared and traditional saunas. First, let's define the difference. A traditional sauna is going to heat the air around you, usually to 170 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, and your body sweats because the air is hot. An infrared sauna uses infrared wavelengths and radiant heat to heat your body directly at lower air temperatures, usually 120 to 150 Fahrenheit. So the key difference is how this heat reaches your body. A traditional sauna is solely relying on convection heat. An infrared sauna has some convection, but it also has radiant heat, where the infrared rays penetrate your tissues and heat the body directly. Neither is fake, neither is wrong. They're just different tools. It's like comparing a treadmill and a bicycle. Both are exercise, but they feel different and work a little differently. Now let's talk detox, because that's what most of you care about. Infrared saunas tend to be better for detox for one very simple reason. You can stay in them longer and more consistently, even if you're health challenged. So lower air temperature means less stress on your body, which allows deeper sweating over time. Infrared heat is going to penetrate your tissues and also helps mobilize toxins stored in fat cells. Traditional saunas still detox, absolutely, but they rely on extreme heat, which many people can't tolerate regularly or if they're health challenged. So if detox is your primary goal, infrared usually wins on practicality. Consistency beats intensity every time, like I always say. So which one is better for stress and relaxation, though? Here's where things get interesting. Traditional saunas create a powerful, immersive experience. The smell of cedar, the steam, the ritual of pouring water on the rocks. That experience can be incredibly relaxing. Infrared saunas, on the other hand, they feel more gentle and more meditative. You can sit in them longer, you can breathe easier, and you can focus on calming your nervous system. If you love intense heat and Nordic traditional sauna might feel amazing and is the right choice for you. If you want a daily relaxation tool, infrared is usually easier to stick with and much easier to install in a modern home. Now, which one is better for recovery and pain relief? For recovery, both work. Traditional saunas increase circulation very quickly. Infrared saunas provide deeper tissue heating. Athletes often use both. Traditional for intense sessions, infrared for regular recovery. In my experience, testing over 40 saunas in the last 6 years, people with chronic pain or fatigue often tend to tolerate infrared better because it's less overwhelming and they can apply their sessions and heat structure to how they're doing in their overall health. Now, you might be wondering, which one is better for home use? This is where the decision has to get really practical for most people. Traditional saunas usually require higher electrical power, some type of ventilation if you're going to integrate steam or lolly or pour water on the rocks per se. Usually they take up more space and they also have to operate with higher temperatures. So your surrounding area has to be able to accommodate that type of function. Infrared saunas usually plug into standard outlets as long as they're a smaller size, 1 or 2 person. They typically install in 1 to 2 hours, not days, and do not need a handyman unless the installation instructions are a little too difficult for you. We have videos that show how easy it can be on the YouTube channel. Typically, infrared saunas will also fit in an apartment, unfinished or finished basements, and they cost a lot less to run. So for most homes, especially in the US, infrared is simply more realistic. That's why so many people end up starting there. This is just a little tidbit from me personally. For my own personal use, I typically go with infrared and I could have any style sauna that I want. The ease of installation, the ease of use, I don't need anything that is huge because that means the preheat time is typically going to take a lot longer just to get it going. So if I'm aiming to get 3 to 4 sessions a week very consistently, I need something that heats up quick, isn't very expensive to install in case I move or relocate sell my house, or when I was renting an apartment, I definitely didn't want to pay an electrician to run an outlet or to do something very expensive because those are things that I couldn't take with me. And that was factored into my decision most of the time and still today. Now let's hit some audience questions from this week. Question number 1. Can infrared replace traditional sauna? Yes, for most health benefits. No, for the cultural steam experience or if you want to have the humidity. Question number 2. Is one safer than the other? Both are safe when built properly. Infrared is easier for beginners, obviously. Question number 3. Why do Finnish sauna fans hate infrared? Tradition and identity, primarily. It's very much a cultural phenomenon. Sauna culture is deeply rooted, and change very often feels threatening. You just have to understand that for a lot of people that live in condos, townhomes, apartments, anywhere with an HOA, it's going to be difficult to install a traditional sauna. So if they're going to do zero heat therapy over the next 10 years versus doing something that they could just get and plug and play and stick it in their garage or a spare bedroom or whatever, they're very much better off getting the health benefits of any type of heat therapy possible. This is why we came up with the slogan, just be sweating. So if people want to argue the politics of, one cultural sauna style versus another, my answer is just be sweating. If people want to say that, infrared saunas are way better than traditional, my answer is just be sweating. If you're in the other camp and you think that traditional or infrared is not an actual sauna and traditional is better than infrared, my answer is just be sweating. So it's much like people trying to rope you into a political discussion that leads nowhere, when in fact you really need to be doing the right things for your community, your circle, your friends, your family, and taking care of business. The same thing applies here to your health. You can argue with people until you're blue in the face about one is better than another, but unless you're sweating regularly, unless you're getting your sauna sessions in, and I don't care how you do it, you're not going to get the health benefits. So one person might be right for one situation, another person might be right for another situation, but guess what? At the end of the day, if you're not sweating regularly, implementing heat therapy, however that needs to look for you to feel comfortable, that's the most important part, because the only thing that's going to suffer if you buy into that paradigm is your health. And it comes from arguing and doing nothing rather than just implementing what you can and just be sweating. Question number 4. Why should I buy a combo sauna? Now, I really like combo hybrid saunas. And if your budget allows, a combo sauna can give you the ultimate in flexibility. They're amazing for families with different preferences. And they're also amazing for cold environments or unfinished basements where you might want 2 types of heat on tap to really overcome those colder days. And the main intention with doing that is making sure that it's not one of these underperforming saunas that's going to take 2 hours to heat up just because it's 40 degrees in your basement. Or if you're looking for an outdoor sauna, you're going to need something with extra horsepower to overcome, snow, ice, freezing climates. If I turn the camera around right now and you saw how much snow was out there, it's not very cold today. I think it's like 18 degrees, Fahrenheit. But it's enough to make it to where our preheat time for a sauna session would take a while. And so the less convenient something becomes, the less likely we are to stick with our regimen and actually get our sauna sessions in that week. So sometimes a hybrid combo sauna can really be a great solution for those types of applications. Now, a lot of people ask, what's my honest recommendation after testing 40 plus saunas and doing this for years and years, watching people implement sauna successfully and some unsuccessfully? And here's my honest answer after testing dozens of these saunas in different situations and applications. If you want daily detox, stress relief, and convenience, ease of install, start with a quality infrared sauna. It will serve you well and do everything that you need. If you love traditional sauna culture and you have space and you don't mind spending extra money for an electrical setup, add a traditional sauna or go with one of those options depending on what you like. And if you can afford a combo sauna, like a Heavenly Heat hybrid or something that offers, dual types of heat, you can get the best of both worlds in one package. There's no one perfect sauna for every single person's unique set of needs. There's only the right sauna for your life, your family's needs, and your health goals. So to wrap this up, infrared versus traditional isn't always about which is better. It comes down to everyone has an opinion. It's about what you'll actually use consistently. And your action step this week, write down your goals. Is it detox? Is it stress relief? Is it recovery? Is it all of those? Is it culture? And when I say culture, I mean, are you trying to get your whole family motivated into doing some type of healthy regimen together? and choose your equipment based on those set of parameters and needs. Whatever is most important to you, that's what you go with. And next week, we're talking about how to set up your first sauna routine, the 30-day plan for beginners. That one's going to be extremely practical. And until next time, I'm Matt Justice, reminding you to sweat smarter, not harder.